Kayla, I've been thinking, we do this podcast every week. We never say hello to the listeners.
Do we not?
I don't think we do. I think every week we say hello to each other, and I automatically ask you how you are. It was more like a response rather than anything else.
Yes.
And then we never say hello to them.
But we have said hello before, and it was that really, like, weird radio personality, like, hello, listeners.
Yeah.
And so we have to find, like, the not creepy way to do that. But I don't know how.
Okay.
Hello,
we
listeners.
Could just say hello, yeah. Or maybe we make theme songs still. But I'm not very good at music.
We know some people that are.
Yeah, no, I wonder if they could help us.
Maybe.
This
is a call for any help with a theme song. We need it.
Yeah.
Mumble.
Oh god. The start
Here we go. MumbleCast theme song.
Yeah, okay, well, that's actually a fantastic segue, and it wasn't even meant, so go us. Music itself. I'm not particularly music-minded in the sense of being able to play music. I've played music all my life, but not all my life, since I was a teenager, but not very well.
Okay.
Like, I tried to force myself to do it because I liked music. Mm-hmm. Do you ever play instruments?
I played flute in middle school. And then last year started learning a little bit about guitar.
Uh-huh. But it's like, for your guitar learning, it's not something, you're not learning music so much, are you? You're learning how to play the guitar.
Yeah.
Aren't you? And it was kind of the same for me when I played double bass. It was like, I wanted to learn the music stuff, but I didn't. I just learned how to play the double bass. And there's a massive difference between learning music and learning how to play an instrument.
Yeah, I can't read music.
Yeah.
I learned the music side of it when I played flute, but that was so long ago. It didn't, like, translate.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, and it was weird. And I think my biggest flaw was that I wasn't very good actually at the music theory. Mm-hmm. So I think I've told you this before, I can't remember. But in primary school, when you go in the first year of high school, and that's like you're 11, you have to listen to these like notes and songs and stuff. You have to decide how many chord changes there were and how many beats in a bar there were and a couple of other small things. And depending on your result of that test, you got to choose if you got to learn an instrument. And the better your score, the higher up on the leaderboard you got to choose. So if you got a really good score, you could choose, and most of those people chose guitar or drums. Yeah. And then it would sort of work its way down. Okay. If you already knew an instrument, you typically had to play that, but you did get a choice to learn a second one. And I was like the bottom of the list. There was only like 2 people below me, and they did a 10 that day type thing. So I didn't get to choose anything. So I had to wait like a month before all the good kids had chosen. Yeah. And then the teacher's like, okay, there's 2 things left: the French horn or the double bass. And I was like, I guess I go with double bass then. Mm-hmm. And then I stuck to that for 6 years, which was weird. But
did you enjoy it?
Aspects of it was good. Like jazz bass is pretty cool, and I ended up getting to play a little bit of bass guitar in like different bands in high school and jazz bands and stuff. So that was fun.
Oh, it looks like a violin type thing.
Yes, it's basically a big cello or a big violin, however you want to.
That's cool.
Describe it. Did you not know what one was before I said it?
I was thinking like a bass guitar.
Oh, well, that's essentially the same thing. Like the same note, the same bar. You know.
Oh, okay.
It's like you can play near enough exactly the same stuff on both of them. Just one, well, without the bow, obviously, if you're playing jazz stuff.
Okay.
But most of my stuff was bow related.
Okay.
And I had this teacher, I cannot for the life of me remember her name, but she was a big lady. And I don't mean like fat. I mean, she was just a tall, imposing lady, but she was really nice. And she was amazing at it. But she was one of those people who just like closed their eyes and just got into it, and just sort of flowed with the bow and stuff. It was weird, but she was a nice person.
Cool.
Anyway, yeah, that's my music learning story. The reason we're talking about this, guys, is today we are going to briefly talk about. Well, we're each going to have a wee chat about a band that either means a lot to us or was our favourite band, or a band that we think has somewhat influenced us to some degree. Mm-hmm. Let's get that bit out of the way first, and then we'll continue. All right,
let's get ready to mumble.
I just could keep on talking. Honestly, we need to chuck it in at the very beginning after we said hello, because otherwise I'm just keeping that right on.
Okay.
Okay. First of all, how does music affect your life now? Like, how has that affected your life? How do you feel about music in general? Not necessarily about the band you've chosen, but
I don't know. I am really into the lyrics of songs. So like hearing the lyrics and like attaching meaning to them, and like it becomes like I feel like I can like relate it to something in my life. So that's where some people might not. They might like listening to the beat or that kind of like the actual like music side of it. I'm more of the lyric side of it. So I'm like I pay a lot of attention to that. Mm-hmm. So it's I don't know.
That's interesting. So do you think that one of the more important things in a band is a lyricist?
I mean, I think it's all important, but for me, if it's just okay, Dave Matthews, for example, I like a lot of his songs, but his concerts drive me crazy because he just continues to jam for like one song that's normally like 4 minutes will become like 14 minutes.
Okay. And
that jamming part, I've gotten to where I appreciate it more now that I have played some guitar, but especially when I didn't play guitar, like that, I'm just so bored.
So does that mean you're less of a fan of pop music? Because pop music traditionally has pretty weak lyrics.
It depends on who writes it. Like Demi Lovato has some pretty strong lyrics.
Does she write her own music?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
But I think for me, like music tells a story. So if it's a good story, great. If it's not a good story, I won't listen to it.
Okay, interesting. See, I'm almost the opposite. I don't really care what the lyrics are, as long as everything flows real nice. Mm-hmm. Now, I've gone through sort of changes about how I feel about music. I think everybody does, especially in the teenage years. Like they identify themselves to a genre of music almost, and then that's what they stick to. And some people hold on to that for the rest of their life. They're rock heads or they're metal heads or they're pop queens. Mm-hmm. But I was very much, or at least now I'm very much, if it sounds good and I can bop along to it, I enjoy it. But that's a massive variety of music.
Yeah.
There's very few people that will listen to, I will probably listen to the deathcore sort of screaming type music, and I'll happily, like, the next track be Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
And that'll make me happy. I don't mind.
Yeah.
So I'm influenced, but I remember there was one year when, for Christmas, I asked my dad to get me 2 albums. One was Death Cab for Cutie, which is a very melodic, very sort of soft band. And the other one was Bring Me the Horizon. Now, you guys might not know them, they're a British band, but they're like, I don't know what their genre is. I'm sure some weird, it's like one of these death metal core bands, like thrash metal, something, it's one of these subgenres. But they're very different to each other. And the guy at HMV, which was the shop back in the UK, said to my dad, "This is really an interesting mix of CDs."
That's funny. Yeah, I feel very similarly about that. Like I'll listen to it. The genre doesn't really matter. Like as long as it has good lyrics, I'll listen to it. And
so what is it good lyrics for a certain time? Like, because obviously the lyrics that you listen to in just teenager may mean more to you as a teenager than they do now, or vice versa. And like, you can't deny that some of Justin Bieber's songs are catchy songs, but none of them have got very good lyrics.
Yes, but you can still sing along to it. I think that's the bigger thing. Like, if you can sing along to it. And then, I don't know, as I have gotten more into guitar and been introduced to other varieties of music, lyrics have played less of a role with that because I want to learn the song and like how to play it. Mm-hmm. So.
And then there's even stages above us though. There's some people that will listen to a song and like go, "Oh, the production on that is really good," and I love the way they've mixed this guitar and they've added this wee sort of hi-hat in the background just to play off the. It's just, I don't get that stuff. Yeah. But that's the next level type stuff.
Yeah.
For the common listener. All right. Well, before we get into our band itself, can you remember what your first CD was? That was yours, not your mum's or your sister's. What was yours?
Probably like a NSYNC CD.
Yeah.
Britney Spears, maybe. It was either NSYNC or Britney Spears, one of them.
Yeah, a lot of kids our age almost have them as a standard. Like I know my sister's was Spice Girls, and that was one of the first that I listened to because that was massive. I didn't listen to it. Personally, one I got given was one by I was a compilation CD. They're all compilations called Crying Volume 2, and it was at the era of that sort of new metal. Late 90s, early 2000s rock music. And I was a big fan of that. And then Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a few albums that have influenced my life more than that. I'm not talking about them, but that was...
What was your first concert?
Well, that takes us actually quite nicely into the first, my chosen band. My first ever concert was to see Red Hot Chili Peppers and Mars Volta in Glasgow for the By The Way tour. I don't know what it's called. Probably By The Way.
Probably.
I'm not 100% sure. Yourself?
It was Aaron Carter and this band called Jump 5 was with them.
Jump 5. See, I get that. Okay.
And it was horrible.
I've never been to a pop concert. Ever.
Yeah. It wasn't great.
I can't imagine what they'd be like compared to rock.
Not very good. Especially like the venue, like the sound was terrible, and like every time they stopped singing, their microphones worked perfectly, and like there was no problems, and then they start talking and like they would go in and out and in and out, so it was like they're not really singing. They're doing backflips on stage and their microphones aren't working when they're normally talking. They're not singing.
You know, I've never thought about that. That's a really good point. You always see that, like, you'll see whatever artist, and then as soon as they're speaking, it sounds like, whoa, you just got a new microphone. Yeah, that's funny.
Yep.
Yeah, I've always been rock concerts, never to be a pop one. That'd be interesting to see that. That's more performance.
Yeah.
People say, you know, rock is about the music a bit more, and pop is performance. But, well, we're going to do scissors on paper. But I've already explained my name. Yes. Let's do it anyway, because you might have to.
No, you just go ahead. No,
hey,
you go ahead.
You planned all last night.
Fine.
Some paper to beat me. So if you beat me, it's all good. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. I win.
Okay,
you go first.
No, you have to go first.
We just agreed.
Okay, fine.
And you spent all last night wasting your time, Alex.
Whatever. Okay, so I realized when we started talking about this that I listened to a lot of single artists until recently when,
solo artists,
yeah, like not like part of a band or whatever. Like that's mainly what I listen to. There's some bands that I listen to, like the one I'm going to talk about. And then like as I start thinking about more and more, there are more. But if I like think about like the music that I would call my favorite, a lot of it's like solo artists. But this one is Sugarland. Have you ever heard of Sugarland? Besides me mentioning it like 3 weeks ago?
I feel like you mentioned it 3 weeks ago, I never heard of them.
Okay. So
before you go into that, do you think the thing about the band and the artist thing, because I often find that solo artists have less diversity in their like album tracks and their albums than a band. And maybe it's just me, maybe it's because I don't listen to many solo artists. Like, you listen to solo artists, every track kind of sounds the same, or very few have that, and every album changes slightly. Like, I'm a fan of Ed Sheeran. He's got 3 albums out. They all sound really similar.
Yeah.
Different, but really similar.
Yeah.
And I could listen to one of his songs and it's fine.
Yeah.
Whereas other bands change a lot more.
Yeah.
Do you think it has any feel to it? Like, you like that one sound, so you stick with that one artist?
Maybe.
Like
I mean, I'm very against change, so that wouldn't surprise me.
Also, if you like the lyrics, they influence every song almost by themselves. So I guess they can stick to what they know and what they're good at.
Yeah.
A lot easier.
And when there's somebody I find, like Sarah Bareilles, for example, she's probably my like, top person. And I like become very narrow on this person and like learn a lot about them. And then their music, like, yes, I mean, maybe I Snapchat them, maybe I don't, who knows. Sarah Bareilles, she never responded, but because of that, like their wife like shapes their music, I don't know, and then I don't know, I like it, but
Sugarland, what about
Sugarland them? Yes.
Where are they?
They are a country music band that was founded in 2002, I think. Yeah, 2002. My dad had this friend who she worked for a radio station and would be able to like get us tickets to go to concerts or like meet and greets and things like that. So when I was in 8th grade, Sugarland was relatively new. Yeah, that would have been around the same time that they were coming out with their first album. And they were having this like meet and greet thing before their concert that night. And the concert, I was at a bar, so I was too young to go. Like, there was like, you had to be 18 to get in. But the meet and greet I was able to go to prior. And so, like, I went and had dinner with Sugarland. And, I mean, we were all at different tables, but it was, like, we were all in the same room, and it was, you had dinner, and then you got up, and you got to, like, mingle and interact and take pictures and stuff. And my dad elbowed the main girl in the nose when he went to put his arm around her to take a picture. So that was fun. I'm sorry. So was my dad. But, yeah, so that was, like, my first introduction to them. And I knew, like, they're single at that point, but I didn't really know much else about them. But then I started listening to them, and then it led to, like, this obsession with Sugarland for the past God knows how long.
Do you think that meet and greet somehow directed you that way? Do you think if that was another band, it would have been different?
Probably.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I had known their song, but then it was just like I met them, and then I started listening to them more and more and more, and then it was just like keeping up with them. I think I've seen them in concert 8 times? 7? Impressive. Every concert, they, like, me and Drake used to go to, anyone that was like close enough to drive to in our area, we'd go to. Yeah, so. All
right, so give me a detail. How many people in this band?
When it was founded, it started as 3. So Kristen Hall, Christian Bush, they came together and kind of founded it, brought Jennifer Nettles on as their lead singer.
Right, so that one lady, one guy, one girl, another girl. 2 girls, 1 guy. Okay.
Yeah. So Kristen Hall was a girl. Christian Bush was a guy. They founded the group and then brought Jennifer Nettles in as their lead singer. I think in like 2000.
So they don't have a drummer.
Well, they do, but this was like their initial, just them 3.
Okay.
They founded it. 2004, they released their. So they made this album called Twice the Speed of Life, and then started touring, I think 2003 to like 2005-ish for that album. And while on that tour, Kristen Hall, she just wasn't feeling it, I don't think. She just didn't want to tour anymore. And so she ended up leaving the group to stay home and, like, write music. She was more of the writer of the lyrics or whatever. And so she left to stay home and write.
Write for the band or just write?
Just write in general. She removed herself from the group.
Okay.
And so then they became a duo at that point. And, yeah, so since then, it's been just the 2 of them. And
so they have like session or tour, like drummers and tour people.
Yeah, they have the people for the tour. Yeah, his brother, Christian Bush's brother, is like their keyboardist. Like they have a band that like kind of sticks with them, but like it's not like a typical like rock band where like the whole band is like the band is. They're the heading of it, and then it's like their band.
Like, why don't they just bring his brother on board?
Well, they are like they tour on every, but it's not like when you say Sugarland, it's Jennifer Nettles and Christian Bush, and then the rest of the band is just like who supports them.
Why is that?
I don't know.
That seems so. As in maybe they don't write the music. Maybe literally they just play the music.
Yeah.
So I guess that could be.
I think that's the biggest part of it. I think that these 2 either like I think they write some of their music, but a lot of a lot of people in general have outside lyricists who like write their music for them. So a lot of their music isn't written by them. Well, a lot of it is, but some of it isn't, especially in the beginning.
I get pop artists having that. I really don't agree with bands having that. Any person who plays their own instrument should write their own music. If you play your own instruments, you should not have someone write your music for you. Unless you're obviously like the backing keyboard guy who's playing for.
Yeah. I mean, they've written a lot of theirs, but they do have like the outside people writing it too.
Do you think that's strange?
I don't know. I just thought that's how it was done.
Maybe it is. I don't know. I've literally never heard this band. Like, heard one of their songs, so I can't. It's hard to comment on that.
So this is one that like not a lot of people like.
They really like them.
Well, not a lot of people that I know like them.
Okay.
She has a very distinct voice, and when she hits like the higher registers, some people don't like it. I like it.
Is it gravelly or is it whiny or is it?
I don't know. It's like been described to me as screechy.
Screechy.
But I really like it, so whatever. I like it enough to have seen all of their concerts and gotten all of their albums, and
Most people must like it if they're still touring.
Yeah.
20 years later, almost.
I think it's the thing, like, either you are diehard Sugarland fans or you don't like them.
And
like, there's really not that in between where, like, they're all right. It's either you love them and you're just obsessed or you don't.
So what's your view on the later albums then compared to the early albums? Are you a diehard fan that loves everything, or are you a diehard fan that's like, the earlier stuff was better? Or is it newer stuff?
I like all of it. There's one that's like, I think their second album, even that one I like. Their second album was a lot more like upbeat and poppy, I felt. So that one would probably be like, see, I still sing those songs when they come on. I don't know. But that one would probably be it's the one that's like the least connecting, I think.
Okay.
And the rest of them tell better stories.
Yeah.
It does have one really good song on it, but actually, I'm wrong. They wrote almost all of their songs.
Yeah, I was assuming if they're a band and they're a band to call themselves.
They do have people come in, like, it's like Nettles, Bush, and somebody. Nettles, Bush, and...
Oh, okay, so a lot of the time that usually means that they were there and someone else wrote it. But...
Okay.
Not always the case. I don't want to take any from... fuck me, well, I know maybe that person helped with one instrument in that song, so...
Yeah, so, I mean, maybe it's just, like, editing and stuff, too. I don't know.
Yeah.
My bad, Sugarland. You do write all of your own music. But, okay, so, basically founded in 2002. Then, they started in Georgia. This is a cool fact. So, they started in Georgia. They did a lot of stuff in Decatur, Georgia. And they, like, a bar called Eddie's Attic. That's, like, where they kind of took off or whatever. And then started getting a little bit bigger. And then... their name Sugarland is a place in Texas. So they're like starting to found this band and like they're sitting there talking, and the way they come up with it is one of their friends is just around and she starts talking about her life and how she was born in or raised in Atlanta but born in Sugarland, Texas. And they were just like, we like the name Sugarland. We're going to call ourselves Sugarland.
So it was actually related to that. Okay, that's quite coincidental.
Yeah, and there's I think it's the first album.
Sugarland's about 30 minutes from where we record this.
Yeah.
Just so you guys listeners know.
Might have been their second album. But yes, their second album. They have a song called Sugarland, and it talks about, like, down in Sugarland. And it's literally about Sugarland. So, pretty cool. When
they come here to do concerts? Oh, you did?
They did a concert like a month ago, yeah.
Was it in Sugarland?
Yeah.
Do you think they did that a little bit? It had to we have to find a place there.
Yes. I think it was absolutely deliberate.
Yeah. I suppose you couldn't not, could you?
You have to go to Sugarland. We're going to do it in Houston instead. Yeah. They have to, no. But so Hall left in 2005, right before the second album. And then it was like a very quiet, like she said her piece and like that was it. But then as they started doing better, like right after that, they won like a Grammy for being like best new duo or group. And then they won like, yeah, like they kept getting singles and things like that. And so they started doing better and better. And I guess as she saw that, she filed a lawsuit in 2000, I don't remember what year, but she filed a lawsuit for $1.5 million, saying that she didn't receive, like they had agreed for them to pay her profits, and like they didn't, and they came back saying like that was never the agreement, all this other stuff. So
did you win?
They ended up being settled out of court. So
usually,
yeah, it's like speculated that it was like a $14 million settlement, but there's like you can't find any. Like,
$14 million settlement. This band must be earning a lot of money to be given a $14 million settlement.
Yeah.
Because bands don't earn as much as people think, I don't believe. It's not as if, I remember these bands would be multi-millionaires, Like, maybe because they came out about albums are still being sold, but... Yeah.
Like I said, you can't really find, like, there's no... Because it was out of court, there's no, like, you can't really find much on it, but that's what the speculation is. And it was also speculated that... So... They kept saying that like they brought in an occupational therapist. They brought in somebody she was very stressed out, very like depressed almost through this transition of like being on tour for so long. And she just wasn't happy and wasn't enjoying herself. So that's why it was more like that's why she left. But then when it kind of like got spun that she was kind of forced out due to her image. And So it's really like very strange around like what actually happened.
Was
so
their image weird or different?
Well, I mean,
what is their image? Because I literally painted a picture. What do these guys look like?
So Jennifer is like this tall, blonde, really pretty Southern girl.
Okay, but so I mean, like, are they wearing? Is she always in long dresses? Is she in jeans and a plaid shirt?
It depends. In the beginning, it was more like jeans and a plaid shirt, and now it's like, I don't know. She wears some crazy stuff now.
Okay.
So it's kind of just changed as they've changed, and then
these two aren't a couple.
No. It was speculated for a while, but no, she actually met her husband on the set of one of their music videos, and they got married in, I think it was like 2012. No, 2011, and they had a kid in 2012 named Magnus. So yeah, so then they had Twice the Speed of Life album, and they had Enjoy the Ride, Love on the Inside, Incredible Machine, and then in 2012 they went on hiatus, and they've been on hiatus until last year when they decided to get back together.
Oh, so they weren't touring in 2012 and this year. And did they make a new album for this year, or was it just the tour?
No, they made a new album. They got back together, they made a new album, and they started this tour.
Okay. So that could be a big reason why I'm ahead of them as well.
Yes. So from 2012 till...
Yeah. That's interesting.
So now they're back.
Huh. And does this album sound very different to the one from 2012? Or is it like a reprisal and it's just like, oh, we'll just give our fans what they want?
It's a little different.
A lot.
I have changed a lot. Looking back at the song list.
Even then, should be becoming parents and that sort of stuff as well.
So a lot of the songs are very similar, but I think it does have a little bit of a different feel to it. And I don't know if it's because, like you said, I've changed and like grown up a little bit, but I've listened to, like, as I'm listening to some of these songs, I was like, this is so corny. But, I mean, I still love it, but it was very, like, some of them were very, like, on the verge of being, like, really corny. And then I'm like, really. All right, maybe a lot of the other ones were actually corny, too. But I won't ever admit it.
But the thing is, it's almost like, what's the backing sound to that corniness? Because you can take a lot of bands that the backing sound is either more aggressive or this or that, and you don't notice how corny it is, but if you put it between like country melody behind it, then you're like, oh, it really is. Like corny lyrics.
Yeah.
To some degree.
Yeah, so that's kind of how I felt about that one.
For fuck's sake, keep putting it on mute and then something's coming off of mute. I've no longer.
Just leave it on not mute.
I know. I'm drinking my juice, it up and make it noise. Okay.
What else happened with them? Oh, this is sad, but interesting. I don't remember what year it was. So whatever year. There's always big. Never mind. So they, right before they went on hiatus, they were. I think it was their last tour prior to hiatus. They were in Indiana. They were at the Indiana State Fair, and a big storm came through, and the whole stage collapsed, and it ended up killing 7 people and injuring 45. So then they had 44 lawsuits come from that too.
See, it's weird how you'd sue the band for that. You know, it should be someone else.
They sued. It was the band and also like the organizations around, like the whole state fair and like that production. It's clearly not the band.
Band's not done anything wrong. And to be honest, it's an act of God. You know, but anyway, the family's lost the children or whoever.
Yeah,
definitely worth suing.
But that was like, I think that plus she like 2012 was when she like was having her kid or whatever. So like all of that kind of just. They had a hiatus, and then they both kind of did their own thing for a while. Like Christian Bush did produce his own stuff. She produced an album too, and then now they're back together. Oh, they also had a Christmas album. I didn't include that one.
Oh god, I just looked on. They looked nothing like I thought they wanted to look like.
Their Christmas album was called what was it? Gold and Green.
What really he looks a lot older than her, or is that just good Botox?
She does not have Botox.
If she's the same age as him, she has Botox. I'm sorry.
They're 48 and 43.
Yes, she's got Botox. There's not a wrinkle on her face.
No, she's just beautiful.
She probably is beautiful, but with added poison in her face.
I was obsessed with Jennifer Nettles.
I want to see a 2002 picture and see how they've changed.
I was absolutely obsessed with her. Yeah. With them in general, but especially with her. And in all of my planners in high school, I would have everybody's birthdays, right? Like all my friends, and hers would be in there.
Like, she's very pretty. He is not a good-looking dude. You know, he is like, he's been carried. Does she do most of the singing?
Yes. Well,
and is he just like, a guitarist?
No, he sings too, but she's definitely the lead singer.
Why is Keith Urban coming up?
They toured with Keith Urban.
I think. Yeah, okay. They're definitely not a band, even just by looking at them, that would make it big in the UK. What type of hat is that? The one that he used to wear?
The bowler hat type thing?
No, the really curvy cowboy hat. Is there a name for that type of hat?
I don't know.
He seems to have changed it to a trilby, but probably a good idea.
I don't know. I love them.
Very good. So,
They have great songs.
Yeah.
That apparently they write all of. Sorry, Sugarland. I feel really bad about saying that you don't.
Do you not think it's sometimes weird calling a duet by a group name?
No.
I also think it is a little bit weird. I'm trying to think what other ones can I think of that duets that have a name for the band. I can't, because duets aren't pretty rare, I guess. But
yeah.
Interesting. Alright, so do you hope they bring out new music, or would you be happy with the 5 albums they've got out?
Absolutely, I hope they bring more.
Yeah.
I want to go to the next concert.
Do you not? But so when you go to the concerts, do you look forward to the old songs or the new songs more?
Both. I don't think so.
You're a true fan. I like this.
This last concert, I wasn't ready to go to it because I started listening to the album. I didn't listen to the album soon enough, so I thought that it was going to be very heavy in the new stuff, and I didn't know many. Like, my thing with going to a concert is I want to know the songs so I can like sing along and have fun. And I don't think that I knew the songs on that new album enough to actually go and enjoy it. So I waited. But like, if I would love for them to come to Rodeo, Sugarland, come to Houston Rodeo.
Have they ever been? I wonder if they would come.
No, because they've been on well, they haven't been in a while because they were on hiatus.
Yeah.
So, but maybe now. I think it'd be a great comeback. But yeah, I think that they would have played a lot of the newer stuff and I wouldn't have known it. So I waited.
I'm not a fan of the album title, Love on the Inside.
Why?
Because that's corny. Like, I don't mind.
That was a great album.
Twice the Speed of Life, I get fine, because they're a duet, I guess that's why it's twice, and blah, blah, blah. Enjoy the Ride, sure, but Love on the Inside is a cheesy name for an album.
It was all about love. It was a great album. Incredible Machine was a really good one, and it was cool because, so that one, they, like, did this whole steampunk thing, where the whole stage and the whole, like, setup was very steampunk. They had, like, all the gears, all, like, the steam. A lot of the songs like had the same type of themes. Yeah. And then like the whole thing was like about being a machine. And then like her dress had gears on it at one point, and I don't know, it was really cool. So,
but if it wasn't all steampunky and it was just a normal stage, would you enjoy the concert as much?
Yeah.
Okay.
But so they put on a show.
It's not like a gimmick.
No, but they put on a show. Because that must have
cost lots of money. Could you have sold as many tickets if you didn't have that as the show?
I think so. I think it goes back to the whole either you are diehard Sugarland fans or you don't like them because of how like above they are. Mm-hmm. Like there's not anything like them in country music.
No.
And
I don't know enough about country music, but
no, they're very different in country music.
Interesting. Sorry, I'm being a bit because I'm just looking through the Wikipedia trying to figure out who these people are.
They're cool.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of cool, like, good songs, good meaning.
I'm sure they do. And I think it's the country thing's hard for a Brit sometimes to grasp because it's not a genre of music that we have, like, at all. Yeah. Interesting. All right. So, out of all the bands you ever listened to, what percentage, like, how many times, is this one of these type of bands that you put a CD on and you just listen to it on loop?
Yes.
Or would you skip specific songs? Or
there's one song I will skip.
Oh, yeah?
I can't say which one it is, but yes, there is one.
Can.
No, I really can't.
Why not? Is it someone's favorite?
I will tell you later. But there is one song that I will skip. Every other song on the rest of their albums I will listen to.
So if you had all 5 of the albums, is it 5 or 4 albums? 5, right?
6 if you could include the Christmas one. Even like if the Christmas one comes on like right now, I will still listen to those songs. Is the
Christmas one covers?
Some of them are, some of them aren't.
Okay. Let's just go for the normal albums. Which one would you pick out to listen to every time?
Which album or which song?
Album.
Ooh.
You have to pick one out.
Probably.
Okay. More of a challenge. But you could only listen to one of the albums for the rest of time. You can only listen to Sugarland. The only album you can't listen to any albums. There's only one album of them you can ever listen to again. All others can get deleted from music history.
The Incredible Machine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And if you were to introduce Sugarland to future generations, would it be that same album?
Yeah, I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
So Incredible Machine has what's probably my favorite song on it. So that's why I would do that one.
What's your favorite song?
Little Miss.
Little Miss.
Yeah.
Okay.
They even did like this is how weird I am. They even did like so it talks about like just like being yourself. Like it's okay to be yourself and like I don't know. Anyway, they did this whole music video for their tour and asked people to like send in the signs like holding up their Little Miss signs, and I totally did that.
Oh yeah.
And like you like write your Little Miss story and
for the music video.
Yeah, or for like what they show like as they're playing the song in the concert.
Oh, okay. Did you go to that concert and see your sign?
I don't remember. I don't remember if I did it after I saw. I definitely went to this concert, but I don't remember if they did that after the one. I remember
Frida did that for one of this. I think it was, what song was it? Was it the one about friends? Do you know the band Frida? Alright, this is a British band called Frida, and they had everyone put in the video clips of them dancing to this song, and that's what became the music video. It was really good. I'll show you after. It's great. Okay. I love Frida. Frida won a really underrated band. But anyway, if you don't know them, it doesn't matter. Really good trio from Britain. Anyway, okay, cool. Anything else you want to tell me about Sugarland?
That's pretty much it. You should. I will show you my favorite songs later.
Okay, you'll show me them.
Yes.
Look at the CD. Ooh.
No, I will make you listen to them.
Yeah, I got that. All right. Well, thank you for introducing me to Sugarland.
Yes.
Listeners, listen up to next week to hear my chat about one of my influential favorite bands, and go to the MumbleCast Instagram. Let us know your favorite band, or Twitter, the MumbleCast. Anything else?
No.
Alright, okay, well, I've been Liam.
I'm Kayla.
And it's been MumbleCast.
Bye.
Bye.